Hello, dear friends. Oh, I can see it's raining a little bit. Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time here. This is Domas in the forest. Just gonna share some thoughts. Again, I was walking with a friend of mine and talking about creating music, and we have a session planned later. And it's interesting when the creative juices are flowing. It's like you want to keep going. You want to keep using them. And it's interesting, but because I thought, it's very hard to find your people in this world. But it feels like when you find somebody, it's like you don't even need to talk. You're thinking in the same kind of language. So as I'm walking with my friend, he's like saying things and I'm like, yep, that's exactly how I'm thinking. And funny enough, this person has also been diagnosed with schizotypal personality disorder, but he doesn't kind of accept it. Maybe he does accept it, but yeah, he's it's interesting how diagnosis kind of brings people together, and we were like thinking to name the album whenever it comes out, if it comes out, schizotypical, because where anyway, it's just what we thought, and it's also would bring kind of awareness to the people about this mental disorder. And it's not even a disorder, because the way we're speaking, it's like, I don't know, we can talk about any subject, we can kind of gel into one being in a way, because it's like when you're creating from a place like that, you're like, he's telling me like what to do with the guitar, I can do it with the guitar. I'm like, you put the drums like this, and he like arranges it. And sometimes you're working with people and it's like working with a brick wall. It's like you keep facing obstacles that are just like childish, you're thinking like, seriously, like you're not gonna, I'm like here trying to morph with you, I'm trying to kind of align with what you're on about. But as soon as I say a thing that I want in the track or in the creation, they're like, no, this is no good. And it's like, so is this creation, or is this like, I don't know, like dictatorship, like who says what needs to be in the track, like we can adjust it, we can make it the way we want to make it, so it's like, why to be so stubborn, because I think creativity is about being inclusive and about, many things, even about things that you don't think about. And how are you going to think about things that you don't think about if you are blocking some of the things that are coming into your consciousness, or coming into somebody else's consciousness, So maybe there's just people that have creative blocks, and it's like they're kind of dictating for themselves how things should be. And I don't know if you can find out new things, if you can find new things in something, if you're like really, we're already put in frames, we're already like framed up, we're already put in boxes, and everything's systematic and efficient, everything needs to be efficient, it needs to squeeze out some sort of value out of everything. And it's like, it doesn't have to be like that, like we can we can really, like, if you're like a person that dreams, if a person that spends time dreaming and just figuring shit out, like looking around and noticing things and appreciating things, then you're not efficient because you can't squeeze money out of that, But it's like so necessary to be free in your thinking and to let things come in. And what would be the society if there was no artists? Everything would be blind, it would be just stale. So and artists can be in every direction. You can be creative and work in, I don't know, maybe not every job has a creative side, but I think it does, so I don't know, we need to kind of learn to, I don't know, learn to be more open. And I think this channel is channel that's trying to be open, and everybody that comes on, they can hear things about any kind of subject, and I think creativity should be like that. And I think that's what's important, that when you're a creative, you can say things the way you think they should be, You can be like, nah, I think the world is like this, and I think the world is like that. Like sometimes I make something or write something or say something, and I'm like cringing at that, I'm thinking, why am I cringing at something that comes out of my mouth? In this time, in this period, in this frame of mind, in this minute, I'm thinking this way, and I'm saying these things. So why not to be accepting of yourself, and, playful. I think, playing, we forget about that it's an important thing to do, is to play and be playful and be like a child, Because once we stop playing, like even Carljung, I think, at some point in his life, he said he has to remember how to play or something, and he remembered how he used to play with rocks as a kid, and what he realized is that he needed to start playing again. And so he started to build these rocks in the afternoon after he's done with his work. He started to build like towers and started to arrange rocks in a certain pattern, and he remembers thinking to himself, like, I couldn't believe that the only thing that's left for me was to be playing with these rocks, but his soul was telling him to do that. And I think that's like really important, like really, if it's somebody that thinks so deeply goes back to playing, I think it's an important part of our psychology. So I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're finding inspiration in your life. I know you are, because you are an inspiration to yourself. And even if things are hard, sometimes when things get hard, it's easier to find inspiration. Like some of the tracks that I've made, that I listened back when I was in a very tight situation, life-wise, and I didn't think that I was doing that great. But the music that came out of that, I was listening to the words, I was like kind of digging it, I was sort of enjoying what I was hearing. And I don't know, maybe it's just the mood that I'm in today or something, but we don't have to be moody all the time, We can be, it's easy to say you don't have to be moody when you're feeling like shit, But you are your own inspiration. And you can rely on that because you're powerful, you know. You are a miracle in the human body. You know, I always say that. You're marvelous. And things that you can create with your mind, you know, your biggest flaws that you think could be your biggest strengths. And if the same amount that you're doubting yourself and you're judging yourself, you would put that same amount of energy into creating something, even if it's a silly little thing, it's still creation, it's still you, and you don't have to be an artist for that. It can be a smile, it can be a conversation, it could be, I think we're all creative, to be honest. We all have to create ways out of our problems in our life. So that's the message for today. Creativity solves problems. Maybe a very normal thing to say, but I think I want to thank you, as always, for being on this planet, for being on this channel, for coming in and tuning in. I appreciate you all. I hope you're having a nice Monday or whatever day you're watching this. Have a great morning, evening, nighttime, daytime. Appreciate yourself, appreciate your surroundings, appreciate what you have built for yourself or what life has given you, even if it's bad things, because those things teach us a lot. So, as always, love you guys, and I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Take care and peace.